新世界に終焉が近づいている。汚染と疫病がはびこるこの世界。生命の木はその命が終わりを迎える日をただ静かに待っている。この世界に存在する6つの組織、トライブたちの間には軋轢が絶えない。世界の危機たる今、トライブを団結させる、もしくはトライブの全てを滅ぼすほどの強い力を持つ存在が必要だ。これは全てがイレギュラーな世界の物語。きっとこの世界にふさわしいイレギュラーな結末が待ち受けていることだろう。バイオミュータントにようこそ。DNA を変換する。遺伝子構造を決めてくれ。遺伝子の回復力を選んでくれ。 毛皮のスタイルを選んでくれ。メインの色を選んでくれ。他の色を決めてくれ。メインの色を選んでくれ。他の色を決めてくれ。クラスを選んでくれ。コマンド、サイフリーク、サボタージュ、センチネル、デッドアイ、デッドアイ選択。それでうまくいく。過酷な過去を持った者が一人、スポットライトのもとに引きずり出された。我々は岐路に立たされている。生きる道を選ぶか、ただ何もせず死を選ぶかだ。だがお前にとってこれは岐路であるだけでなく決断でもある。万物に流れる原子の力、木にお前も呼応するのだ。
自己紹介しよう。我は闇、お前の影の側。正確にはお前の内なる声だ。平行の反響にして今後お前が行う行為に対する帰結でもある。
私を差し置いてあれを選ぶとは信じられない。だが気が変わったらいつでも戻ってこいよ。
例のあいつだと？俺たちが同一の存在の表裏一体だと忘れたか？違いは俺の方が優れた半身だということだ。
表裏一体？私の道こそがよりよくより明るいものだ。光があれば最高の結末を見つけるのも容易となる。
最高の結末は自分自身で決めるもの。そして俺たちは正しい方向に向かっているようだ。
選ばなかったことの方が正しかったということもあるだろう。
Stories of death and the bodies left behind, a reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story. This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Tapped hard. The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death. But some have adapted to the new environment, changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Cutting edge. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-form that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. That's going to leave a mark. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew-pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Quite a shock to the system. Let's try that again. There you go. The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Muma knows you are here. Sounds like he thinks she does, despite your heart growing dark. There's nothing as powerful as a Muma's love. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here fueling its source of life. You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding. You've found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You'll need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only one strong enough to keep the 6 Wang Fu disciples disciplined.
He
lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eaters' DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see. Must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your intentions. He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Ah! That's a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date says you will make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby. The Myriad tribe is likely to be a good match as they act on the understanding of the greater good and have a code of honor. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way. Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side. He believes the tribe Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part. Out of Date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do. Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know. Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're hopes you have patience. The Sifu can't stop himself from...
Sibi? Lappanen aginkan man. Geratna fal hutut mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself, but he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101. The wall that separates them from the other side? The wasteland you came from? He guesses that there's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. He hasn't thought about your Muma for ages, even though she taught him a lot. He was one of the original. Your Muma invented Wang Fu. Originally, it consisted of Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understand. If you believe there's some good in everyone, there's still hope for tomorrow. You'll unite the tribes and defeat the World Eaters to save the Tree of Life. He was hoping you'd join them. You understand that there's no harm. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a... He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. You both have gentle minds, so they want to wage a gentle war. Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outpost. Once you've dealt with the rival's outposts, you'll challenge their... Seeing you brings back his memory. He remembers your kind and unselfish soul, and can... Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong, and can sometimes come to life. Says that Chugyard is where you can find Gizmo and his mechanical hardware. Will be around when you... Says you're silly for not grabbing everything for yourself. Says you...
Bonaparte pancanatush.
Wonders if you'd have stayed so centered if your...
Bonaparte pancanatush.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. Sharp steel. You move like the wind. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer. Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes. He wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Learning to swim can be scary when you don't know what you're doing. But fortunately, he's here to give you a helping hand. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored. He says that wasn't too bad, was it? Way to go. Don't let the sound... But you need practice. Judging by your Muma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. You know you can't make up for lost time. You should know. Practice. She'll see you at the village square. She says that's good. With a passion for... Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He thinks you're truly a kidling of your... You should look for things that are real. He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little... He can work wonders with almost... He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap... You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He believes being considerate... He's looking forward to seeing what you... It looks like she's starting to lose her patience. You know she doesn't like waiting for you. Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility. She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to... That's all she's ever asked of you. You've always followed your own path. They look determined. Better watch out. He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you... He's not scared of anything, least of all you. He wants to know who you think you are. They push each other to become better, and sometimes someone... She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Monibasa.
She says it's nice of you to consider them, but they have weapon training at sunrise.
And Sonbara.
The most important thing is that you're...
Monibasa.
It's time to focus. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best. He asks if you could help him too before you leave for training. He wishes that was true for your... He suggests you get going and... He's curious to see what you found. He's all for renewal and has even considered making the... He says it's about time you learned how and offers to...
Why add food higher?
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks... You should take it with you, wear it to practice. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. Your Muma says it's about time you got here. Wants you to understand that you can do... She says she is eager to get started. Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you. Been working on a present for you, with the help... You should go see him and find out what it is. Catchy. Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as... A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old world... It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see. You're lucky to have such a fine health. Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day. She's so happy you made the most of it. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Ancora. Quem sabe? Temo não.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. That's just adding fuel to the flames. Give it a last burst and you'll make it.
It's until that.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin.
Yo no mas semanduru.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present.
Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present.
Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory. As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. It's going to cause a catastrophe. The tribe's caught a fluffy hog. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. You don't have it in you right now. Shot. On the ropes. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose.
Come talatai.
They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their...
Piapo. Nebekul.
A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercador.
Tulo mudre mayo.
You should hurry there and help them best the outpost.
Tulo mudre mayo.
The myriad tribe is prepared to fight to the death for souls that will be... Wow, you lucked out there. Toxanol was something called a corporate juggernaut, and our world still bears the marks of the massive ecological catastrophes they inflicted upon the land. Look! An emergency box from the old day. Wow, bet that knuck makes a tight fist. Ah, that's better. Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were, well, small ones. Places like this were cheap back in those days. There must be a track somewhere in this brick. Goodbye to another night. This corner of the world is called Bricktown. Let's see. Would you look at that? A fry sparker from the back in time. Hardware that fix-cooked looks like the fry sparker's knobs need to be in sync if you want to get the hardware working. It's a fry sparker mindset. Boom, you got something. It's not exactly what you wanted, but you got it right away. You found the track! Amazing it wasn't destroyed. So much of this place was just discarded. Lucky the track. No, it was never nice. It was new once, but the tracks moved on from Bricktown. It's a fresh morning. Maybe find some breakfast. A perfect fit. Never thought I'd see a clothes soaker from the long gone again. It's an up-cleaner of unwash, the clean-cut way to unstain. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. That's spiraled out of control. You need to turn the pegs in sync. You really put a spin on it. Sharp shirt. Someone has to end this plague before it's too late. It's time to do what's right, for certain values of right. Let's pocket that. A flush stool from the back in time. It's an apparatus that sink-sunks yellow juice and brown. Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. The deep cut. Oh, wow. Better get moving before the day passes you by. Close encounter. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. Nothing throws shade like a... That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Mercadorpa's outpost, a Jagni tribe stronghold. Let's see. Says it's time to set the outpost free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the rival captain. Clarifies that rigging the odds in your favor in preparation of the takeover is one thing, but collateral damage is another. Here's the first line of defense. That's a bomb lobber. Spot, wrecked it. That twirly wheel works that drain pipe. Spin the twirly wheel and open that drain. Everything's clocking together. Could be this key. Keep going. That cage is holding a helper. never lost hope you'd come, but weren't sure if they'd last long enough to see it. Says that wants revenge on those who caged them. A sharpshooter. The scaffolding looks unstable. Here's the second line of defense. Better stay clear of the red ray. Red means danger. Timber. Bet a big bump will bring it down. switched off the light. A barrel chute. Smack it to get a barrel out of it, then hit it toward the gate and blast it. Looks exploding. Shoot it and watch it blow. Not too close, though. Kaboom! You're in. Almost there. The outpost belongs to your tribe now. He says you made them weaker, but they won't give up. Your Sifu thanks you. Your tribe is growing stronger.
Platz.
Says you did a great job capturing the outpost. You've earned the privilege of carrying the tribe's weapon. Figures the honor. Out of Date says he's doing his best to keep up, but from what he can tell, it seems you're making progress with the tribe. He had a feeling you'd get along with the Myriad tribe, but you seem to share the same values as the Myriad tribe. You both have the but Out of Date emphasizes that That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's forebodings are justified. The Jumbo Puff needs to be taken care of. He says the time has come to confront the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West route. Gizmo is working on making his Mekton strong enough to endure the oxygen-deprived dead zone all the way out to the World Eater. You should get over there and see what you can do to help.
Papa Moss.